to do something about it.
Right now on News 12,
now
let's see. NYPD officer
Actually, they might have sent a reporter down.
Early morning shooting at her Brentwood home. Plus, thousands headed to Jones Beach to see planes take to the skies for the first time on Memorial Day. And New York State's
So all you can see what they're gearing there. Let's see now. Let's see.
Off-duty NYPD officer is recovering tonight.
That's the shooting. That's one of the shootings they're covering.
Still on the loose. News 12's Tamer Ponton has the latest on the investigation.
Well, they actually did send a reporter. All right. That's not on the website.
It tells News 12 about the shooting that Suffolk police say happened early Monday morning.
We pay too much tax here for let the people come in here and mess everything around here.
Exactly, and you heard what he said. You heard what he said. So we pay too much taxes here, and this is the problem. This is when they're dumping this crime in our area, in the middle of the island. And if you don't like it and you can't afford to live, it's very expensive enough to live in the middle of the island. But if you can't, sorry, you're going to have to. We've been priced out. So let's continue here.
Authorities say around 2:30 in the morning at a home on Morton Street, multiple shots were fired into the home and a woman was grazed by a bullet.
Things like this happen, so it's kind of scary, actually.
Sources tell News 12 it was an off-duty NYPD officer who was injured in the shooting. We went to the home Monday afternoon.
That's probably why they covered
the incident, but no one would speak to us. Suffolk police tell News 12 there were multiple people inside the home at the time of the shooting, and they say that their investigation shows that this was not a random incident. And according to police, the woman who was injured was treated and released from the hospital. The longtime resident we spoke with says he hopes whoever is responsible is found and held accountable.
When I moved in here, it was nice and quiet. Now the new people coming in, every weekend something going on here. So
yep.
I don't think I'm not happy with that.
In Brentwood, I'm
See, there you go. He said it right there. That's the plan right there. See, they're dumping problems in the middle of the island. That used to be a nice area, but not anymore.
And Suffolk police tell News 12 no arrests have been made. We reached out to
part of the plan
for comment, but have not heard back. And new tonight, a crash in West Babylon shut down part of.
Of course, they cover that because it happened on the South Shore.
This was the scene just after 7 o'clock in the East.
What about the shooting? It was a fatal shooting that they're not even going to cover. You'll see that.
But so far, no word on any injuries or the cause of the crash. Also in West Babylon, the search continues tonight for a gunman after a man was shot and killed in a residential neighborhood. Police say 32-year-old Daniel Smith of Roosevelt was sitting in a parked car on Schenectady Avenue. And
so why didn't you send a reporter there too?
Sunday night.
You should have.
Police say that's when he was shot multiple times from someone outside of the vehicle. The shooter took off. Smith died at the scene. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to call Suffolk Crime Stoppers at 1-800-220.
And now that we got that out of the way, let's gear to the snobs. Actually, one more. They actually are covering this one. Okay.
This man, Michael Morton, called the police station back on May 20th and threatened to blow it up. The 61-year-old has been charged with making a terroristic threat and aggravated harassment.
See, and you should have sent a reporter for that too. And you'll see here in my news update, I read that before I watched this, so because I was looking at the website. So a lot of this stuff isn't even on their website. So at least I'll give them credit for covering that. But they should have gone more in depth with other. You have a lot of crime. You had 3 stories there. You should have sent reporters to all 3 of those. All right. But no, they only sent it to one. And instead, we got to go back to the South Shore where everybody's living it up and having a grand old time.
In other news, for the first time, planes took to the sky for the Bethpage Air Show on Memorial Day. News 12's Caroline.
And of course, that gets a lot of time, of course. So here we go.
We were so upset that it was canceled because we do this every year, so we're so excited to be here today.
It's all about the South Shore. Once again, I'm glad they were able to have it, but.
On the faces of spectators on Jones Beach today, watching the show in the sky that almost didn't happen.
Listen, we're diehards. We come here whenever we can.
They're from Wyandanch.
Family arrived early, eager to continue a beloved tradition.
Yeah, the choppers are out! My dad took me here bicentennially in 1976 when they had the Thunderbirds, and then when they kicked it off again in 2004, I said I have to take my young son here.
It was good they did, as this morning the Bethpage Air Show announced they were opening admission to
So it's all about the South Shore, man. I'll tell you.
Sunday.
I think it's fantastic to share with these guys and
What about people in the middle of the island? Don't we deserve to be recognized for Memorial Day too?
Not everyone was as enthusiastic. Some were concerned about it getting too busy. You can see in our time-lapse video that there were crowds, but organizers...
My God, you're outside.
50,000 people was in the cars
Jeez.
because of the weather.
To help encourage social distancing, signs like these were placed all along the boardwalk, and staff were out trying to push people to stick to the beach.
Yep, she's the type. The type that they want to push.
The weather got nicer, and
Preppy,
each act seemed
blonde.
more exciting than the last. The Thunderbirds closed out the show, but for the Pastore family, the best moment came
So,
when the Golden
you see how much time they're spending on this?
My dad has like a collage of every single photo of me since I was like a little kid growing up until now.
Every year his
I guess the man who was shot dead in Wyandanch doesn't deserve a really decent news stories, right?
With us over the last few years, and here's the newest.
I mean, how much time do you need to spend on this?
Oh, it's
I mean, I understand it's news, but
Backstage Air show. The ship was
I mean, it's all, and then here we go, get rid of the South Shore again, and now they're on the South Shore again.
Starback has more on the ceremonies that were held today across Long Island.
Across Long Island, mostly just in the South Shore, though.
A lot of my buddies never made it back, so this day is their day.
A day for those who signed.
What about the veterans in the middle of the island?
This country and its people, and never made it home.
I see a lot of men here.
Should have been at Calverton National Cemetery. What about Farmingdale?
So it's a very special day.
Terrence Kreider is proud to stand alongside his fellow veterans.
Massapequa.
Today.
There you go, South Shore again. They were in Smithtown. I'll give them credit for going to Smithtown.
And first responders.
But here we are again, South Shore again, Freeport. Freeport. It's like it's the South Shore gets all the attention.
At Arlington National Cemetery.
And that's national news. That's now we go again with the. Here we go with the.
But as one problem is seemingly solved, another.
And now back to the pandemic again.
Tough to find employees, tough to find help. I don't know if it's because of the $300 stimulus that people are getting.
At least you have customers. We can't even get those in the middle of the island.
I take it.
Yeah, they're outside of the studio, baking stuff, the weather. You know, it's always the South Shore. It's just ridiculous. It really is. I know this is going to be a long video calling them out, but I'm tired of this, man. We are just forgotten in the middle of the island, and then they cover that, act like they care about the diversity when they're never in the middle of the island, just where the diverse communities are. They don't care about the crime we're dealing with. Now, Long Beach.
Andrew and I both exceeded our...
Long Beach again, South Shore again. You get the idea. Again, News 12, forgetting about us and gearing to a certain demographic again. And you look at their page here and you see very little on this. I mean, a off-duty NYPD officer was shot and only got 32 seconds, and they didn't even send a reporter down. You got to be kidding me.
News 12 has just learned that
they didn't send the reporter. How could they not send the reporter?
And released from
shooting,
the
and then there was another shooting. There was another one. It's even worse. That happened in North Babylon. They don't even have it on the website. They don't even have that one on the website. Unbelievable. All right, no, they do. But this one got even less. 30 seconds. That's all it got. No reporter.
Man dead after gunfire in a
no reporter.
Smith of Roosevelt was
this is fatal. Somebody was shot to death.
Schenectady Avenue in Essex
Schenectady, and I don't know where that is. Schenectady, and I'm going to look that up on the map right now. So, I mean, you got a lot of crime going on. Of course, it's all in the middle of the island, so nobody really seems to care. And that's sort of. So let's find Schenectady here. That would help if I did this. Schenectady Street in North Babylon. It's probably in that area called West Schenectady Avenue. It says West Babylon. Yeah, West Wyandanch. This is an area called West Wyandanch. It's practically in Wyandanch. So this is where that fatal shooting happened. I mean, somebody got killed, and News 12 couldn't cover it. You can see this is not a great neighborhood. They do have some pines around, but it's not a safe area. So yeah, this is so first we're gonna get to this shooting here because News 12 just You know, they said all the reporters got sent to the South Shore today. Every single one. It's so freaking obvious what's going on. It's so freaking obvious. So freaking obvious because it's News 12 South Shore. And of course, look at this pandemic. All right, that only got 7. Why do they even have it on the lead thing when it's only ridiculous? Meanwhile, Massapequa, 1 minute and 47 seconds because they have a Memorial Day motorcade in Massapequa. Of course, it's on the South Shore, so of course they're going to be there to cover it. Of course,
Has more on the
that's what it's all about.
today all across
All
the
about the
island.
South Shore with News 12 South Shore. You know, and then they were at the beach. Of course, they don't even have that on the website either. A lot of stuff missing from the website. Some of this is national news. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. They spent 2 minutes and 12 seconds on that. But the crime doesn't get any coverage at all because, again, it's all about the South Shore. And then there was somewhere else on the South Shore, too, today, I believe, as well. So we're all over the South Shore today, but the middle of the island just being completely forgotten. So let's get to this crime here. This is what happened in Brentwood. So off-duty NYPD officer was hit after shooter fires dozens of rounds in Long Island home. So the person was probably targeted. An off-duty member of the NYPD was wounded early Monday morning at a Long Island home after a suspect... I mean, it's Memorial Day. It's freaking Memorial Day. You know, the criminals don't care. Crime doesn't take a holiday. This happened at a Long Island home in Brentwood after the suspect drove to the residence and fired off nearly 3 dozen rounds. The officer was grazed in the head when approximately 33 shots were fired at the Brentwood home around 2:30 in the morning. The official with direct... this is what they said. So she said they said she was taken to a hospital and listed in stable condition. It is not clear if the officer, who had been with the department since late 2019, was the intended target of the shooting, but investigators do not suspect the shooting was a random attack. The source said police are investigating whether the shooting was a case of mistaken identity. According to what police know so far, the address of the Brentwood home is formerly used by the MS-13 gang. So that's it's very possible that that's what happened. But you know, this is what you have in Brentwood. It's just a gang. It's full of gangs. It's full of gangs. All right, and this is the article about what happened in West Babylon. All right. Or should I say North Babylon? It's really West Wyandanch. All right, this is, people think it's in Babylon. It's nowhere near Babylon. It's more like in the middle of the island. It's more like Wyandanch. So a man fatally shot while sitting in vehicle on residential Suffolk Street. So an investigation is underway after a fatal shooting overnight on a residential Long Island street. It happened around 11:15 p.m. Sunday, May 30th in West Babylon. Daniel Smith, age 32, of Roosevelt, was sitting in the driver's seat of a parked vehicle on Schenectady Avenue just south of Essex Street and was struck by multiple gunshots fired from outside the vehicle. The shooter then fled the scene on foot before officers arrived. Smith was pronounced dead at the scene by a physician's assistant. So this is murder. How could this not be the top story on News 12? Somebody was murdered today. It's unbelievable. You know, it's all they care about is the South Shore, while the middle of the island is just getting worse by the day. And then we have this. They didn't even talk about this one. A man accused of threatening to blow up a police department on Long Island. This guy right here. The Kings Point Police Department said it received a phone call from Michael Mortman, age 61, of Rockaway Park, Queens, on Thursday, May 20th at around 10:30 p.m. During that call, Mortman made a verbal threat to blow up the police department. Oh, my God. So after a thorough investigation, the Nassau County PD said 6 precinct detectives were able to locate Mortman and place him under arrest. He's been charged with making a terroristic threat and second-degree aggravated harassment. Not really much here. We don't know if he had any actual materials or not, but I don't know why he would do such a thing. I really don't know. I really don't know, but very, very disturbing. Very disturbing. And then we had this, too. Local man threatens employee with a knife after stealing from a Long Island store. A man has been accused of threatening an employee at a Long Island 7-Eleven after being confronted for stealing. At around 10:45 a.m. Saturday, Christopher Meyer, age 50, walked into a 7-Eleven store in Levittown located at 151 Jerusalem Avenue, where he picked up 2 large boxes of beer and walked out without attempting to pay. A male employee followed Meyer, a resident of Levittown, outside the store and attempted to stop him. Meyer then pulled out a knife and held it in the direction of the victim in a threatening manner and continued to walk northbound on Jerusalem Avenue. Officers were called to the scene, and after conducting an investigation, they were able to locate Meyer at his home just before 1 p.m. Saturday, where he was placed under arrest. Fortunately, no injuries reported, and Meyer was transported to a nearby hospital for assessment and treatment, so it's very possible he has some kind of drug abuse problem or something. First-degree robbery, fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon, and resisting arrest is what he's charged with, and he will be arraigned when medically practical. Well, I have a feeling he's going to be released. He's probably going to be released. All right? So, those are some of the crimes that... Oh, yep, we got this one, too. News 12 did cover this on Sunday, but then they didn't cover it at all. So this next story here is was not covered on News 12 at all. This is something entirely different. This is another hit-and-run crash, all right? There was another drunk driving accident in Hempstead that News 12 did cover, but this they did not cover, and they covered that a couple of days ago. But this is completely different. So a local woman was driving drunk, facing multiple charges after a fatal hit-and-run crash. It happened at 1:45 a.m. Sunday, May 30th, and it said there was a report of pedestrian struck on the southbound Meadowbrook State Parkway, south of the Southern State Parkway. That is in Roosevelt, all right? Upon arrival, the pedestrian was in the right lane, and the vehicle involved was no longer at the scene. The pedestrian, Dennis Ramos, age 40 of Wyandanch, was pronounced dead at the scene. So this is a fatal hit-and-run. News 12 didn't cover this at all. The vehicle involved in the collision, a 2017 Nissan Rogue, was located a short time later by Nassau County Police at exit M7 of the Meadowbrook State Parkway. Police said the driver of the Nissan, Ivania Lieva, age 35 of Freeport, was charged with first-degree manslaughter, leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death, which is a Class D felony, and driving while intoxicated. So hopefully this woman is not let out of jail. Hopefully. But this is a major news story. News 12 just didn't cover it at all. It's all about these preppy, lily-white finance professional snobs on the South Shore with News 12. And for the rest of us, we just continue to deal with a worsening quality of life and crime as the plan rolls on. So that's going to wrap up this update. Thanks for watching.